Really bad news. I told you guys that my wife and I patched some of the holes, well, the screw heads on the roof, and also one of the seams that was leaking on the inside. And last night, whenever it was raining, I went outside and checked, and it was still coming in. The wood is still wet, and so a new roof is probably in the works, unfortunately. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this. I need to apologize because it has been a very long time since I have uploaded anything. But as you saw in that very opening clip, this is the same exact spot that I stood in that day it was raining and looking out at my garage and talking about how I think I was gonna need to replace the roof. Well, fast forward about 3 weeks later. Today is currently May 22nd, it's a Friday. A lot has changed to this garage since my last upload. Because of this whole quarantine thing and being home all the time, I have just been getting a lot of things done. Finally have the time to do it. You're not going to recognize the place. You will. But I do want to show you guys a lot of things that has been done. Just give you guys a real quick update. And, well, let's just go see it because it's pretty exciting. All right, so as you will notice, guys, there is a brand new roof on top of the, it is raining right now. I have a hat over my phone, but I got a brand new roof on the garage. My dad and my father-in-law installed that 3 weeks ago this weekend. And I had some extra metal and some extra wood, and I ended up building a little roof for over top my door because it was constantly coming down and hitting the door. And if you haven't noticed, the door is also brand new. That piece of junk that was there before, I'll put a picture up for you so you can see it before and after. It was pretty bad, but I got a new door installed with a fancy schmancy little, oh, take my hat off now, my phone, keypad here to be able to get in the door. And as you can see here, guys, I will give you a real quick overview. There's my roof that I built out here, which is nice because I can stand here and not have to worry about getting soaking wet as I'm putting in the code for my door, which is pretty cool. Now, something else you guys are not going to recognize is the ceiling is now insulated. I was out here, today is of course Friday. I was out here on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, and I insulated the entire garage ceiling by myself. Took me the first night, it took me 4 hours, and that was for me to do this side, the center, and then part of this. I worked until about 9:45, then I went inside to see my wife before she went to sleep. This was actually my very first time insulating. I did go to school for construction, as most of you probably know, but I never actually insulated. That was one thing we never really did at construction class, which might sound weird. We basically did framing and stuff. But I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and plus I've seen insulation being done. It's kind of a no-brainer. Just got to cut around things, like as you can see here. Cut around the outlets and the garage door opener, and like these things right here. But yeah, I'm so excited, guys, because I told you guys in videos previous to this that once insulation started going up in the garage, that it would finally start to look like something, and it finally has. And being that the roof took only 5 hours total for me to do, the ceiling I mean, I am going to be able to knock out the walls like super quick, which is awesome because the walls won't take near as long because I'm not fighting gravity the whole entire time. But as I was up in the ceiling doing things, the last piece that I put up was this piece right here, and I wanted to show you guys what the upside looked like before I put the last piece on, because I was kind of excited to be putting the very last piece in the garage. So here's that clip. Well, here it is, guys. This is the last time I'll be seeing these rafters in hopefully a very long time. Sorry for all the dust, but this is exciting. I got one piece to put up here yet. We'll be good to go. As you can see, I am dressed for the occasion. Got my mask on, got my goggles. I was wearing gloves, but I took them off to make the video. But this is the last piece, folks, and I could not be more excited about this. As you guys can probably tell, my goggles were a little wet. That was the only thing that I really hated about the project, was my goggles were constantly getting like soaked. It was so bad whenever I was looking up in the air, the water would actually like drip off the lens and land inside my eyeballs, which of course would always scare me because I wasn't expecting it. But that was the worst part. I mean, luckily it's not hot out yet. I mean, it's May 22nd and it's literally been in like the 50s and 60s lately. It's weird. Usually it's, you know, 80s easily by this point. But I love it because I like cool weather. So it wasn't hot out here. It was beautiful to do the installation. I wanted the installation to be done anyways before it started getting hot, because that would just be miserable. But I did something last night that might be a little overkill. But I'm very OCD about things. I'm anal about a lot of things. And before, I was gonna actually do the walls last night, but the reason I did not is because, as you guys have been following these videos, you know that I have had a lot of water coming in the garage. The biggest part was getting that shed out of the way. Water stopped coming in there, but I wanted to do one last test, and last night I had my wife go around the entire garage while I was inside, and she literally sprayed the whole thing. It took us about an hour, soaked the entire garage walls, and I checked every location where the screw comes in, make sure nothing was wet. Didn't see any water coming in except for, there was 2 places right along these 2 studs where the water was actually coming in pretty good and running down the inside here. And the screws on the outside on the garage were actually like out from the wall like a ½ inch, so obviously the water was getting in. I don't know why they're like that. I did replace those. I caulked a bunch of other ones, but the one part that I said was overkill is during this quarantine time, this might not be the smartest thing to do because of the current limited supply, but I was trying to think, what's the best way for me to see if water's coming in? Like, what will absorb water the quickest and easiest for me to be able to see if it's getting wet? Well, the answer to that is toilet paper. So I went inside, got a roll of toilet paper. My wife and I came out here last night around 10 o'clock, and we literally ran around and put toilet paper along the bottom plate of every single stud, as you can see right here, because that'll soak up water really quick. I have not checked it yet today. It has been raining all day long. I just wanted to do this, to do one last check before I go putting insulation in here, because obviously I do not want to insulate anything if it's wet. I even put toilet paper down here because this here looked like it was getting wet, but it's actually dry, which is awesome. I will go through here and check each one individually, but just for the video, I wanted to show you guys what I did do. You guys might think I'm a little pathetic. My wife and I were actually laughing last night pretty good when we were walking around doing all this, because it's kind of hilarious. But I did want to do one final check before we go and insulate the walls, because once that insulation is up, if there's any water coming in at that point, it's gonna get bad, get ugly, mold, and then within a year from now or less, I'll be taking the OSB off and having to replace insulation, fix more holes. So I just wanted to do this to get one last final verification that I can go ahead and start insulating. I have these here left, and I have a whole nother pack here. There's actually 5 bags inside that entire bundle, so I'll have plenty to do the walls. Another thing I did during the last couple weeks that between uploads was I had my uncle come back, and he installed an outlet there and another one over there. I had that one and that one put in originally, but nothing over there, and I was kind of thinking, why did I not do that? Because that's just stupid not to have any outlets in that entire section. So he did do that for me. All my nailers are now in. I'm ready to install. Everything is ready to go, guys. I think you guys, no, you did not see my, it's sitting over here now because I was over there working, but my air compressor here, and then I also have this Harbor Freight thing, hose reel, and then this yellow hose here plugs into the air compressor whenever I go to use it. But that thing's awesome to have. Love that being there. So yeah, I'll have to take that down in order to install the OSB, but super exciting, guys. A lot of stuff has happened and has changed since the last upload. Sorry it's been so long. Honestly, let me just be completely honest with you guys. The garage videos are doing terrible on YouTube. I didn't really expect them to do very well because no one's really looking for garage updates on as far as getting things done. There are a few of you who have really enjoyed the garage uploads, and I really appreciate that. 200 views for a video in 3 weeks is just not worth it for me because as you guys probably know, when you're making videos while you're doing work, it takes a lot of extra time. It takes you away from the job to film stuff, and just if I can just do it and get it done, it's just easier and quicker for me. So I just haven't been making videos about me doing the actual stuff. Once I start hanging some OSB, I'll probably do some videos there and hanging lights and stuff. But just because this has been such a long, drawn-out process for you guys, I really feel bad that you guys have had to kind of just wait. I know the Corvette has not been on the channel for a long time. I have not even started it yet this year. I haven't even looked at it yet this year, but I will be getting it out. As soon as this garage is done, guys, it's coming over. It might be a shortened season with the Corvette this year, but it's worth it for me personally because we've got a house, got a garage, and then content going forward once the car's here should be a lot better. So I really appreciate you guys hanging in there and subscribing to the channel and supporting the channel. Thank you so much. But that's the update I wanted to give you so far for this video. Thank you guys so much again. Your support has been amazing. So yeah, tell me, you guys, what you think. Do you think the installation looks good so far? For being my first time, I did the best I could with what I had and what I know. So yeah, that's about it. Time for lunch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, would you look at this? I can't even believe this is my garage, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe it because I have been dreaming of it looking like this for, well, it was December we moved in here, and this is May, so we're looking at about 5 months. Actually, 5 months exactly, to tell you the truth. But I got all of this insulated today, as you guys saw in the time lapse. It took me just over 3 hours and 15 minutes to do. And I got the garage cleaned up too, as you guys can see. And hasn't been this clean since we moved in here. So it's awesome. I got rid of everything in the garage that was not, what are you kids doing? I got rid of everything in here tool-wise I did not need for the actual OSB installation. Just the stuff I'm gonna need. For example, I got my saw, I got my drill, got my screws, got my chalk line, tape measure, blah, blah, blah. Spotlight for when I'm out here working when it's dark, because these 3 little lights right here are okay. Only one of them is a real nice one, a 5000K one. But since this is all brown now, this room is extremely dark. Whenever I'm in here, and it's just that. So yeah, it's really dark. So I have the spotlight to use whenever I'm doing that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are sitting at your computer or looking at your phone saying, finally he got something done, because that's how I feel too. I feel like I've done nothing over the past couple months, but it just took a lot to get it ready to do this, insulate. The toilet paper was all dry, which is what I wanted. Did not have any of them that were damp, moist at all. So I am hoping and praying to God, crossing my fingers, that nothing gets wet in here anymore, and that it'll be just nothing but pleasure from now on. So the next thing that I'm going to do in the next upload is actually installing the OSB, which is going to be a lot of fun too. So yeah, that's going to be that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like. Take care now. See you later. Bye.